Daily Words of God. The greater God's refinement, the more people's hearts are able to love God. The torment in their hearts is of benefit to their lives. They are more able to be at peace before God. Their relationship with God is closer, and they are better able to see God's supreme love and His supreme salvation. Peter experienced refinement hundreds of times, and Job underwent several trials. If you wish to be made perfect by God, you too must undergo refinement hundreds of times. Only if you have to go through this process and have to rely upon this step are you able to satisfy God's will and be made perfect by God. Refinement is the best means by which God makes people perfect. Only refinement and bitter trials can bring out the true love for God in people's hearts. Without hardship, people lack the true love for God. If they are not tested within and are not truly subjected to refinement, then their hearts will always be floating in the outside world. Having been refined to a certain point, you will see your own weaknesses and difficulties. You will see how much you are lacking. You will be unable to overcome the many problems you encounter, and you will see how great is your disobedience. Only during trials will you be able to truly know your real state, and trials make you better able to be made perfect. During his lifetime, Peter experienced refinement hundreds of times and underwent many painful ordeals. This refinement became the foundation of his supreme love of God and became the most significant experience of his entire life. That he was able to possess a supreme love of God was, in one sense, because of his resolve to love God. More importantly, however, it was because of the refinement and suffering that he underwent. This suffering became his guide on the path of loving God and became the thing that was most memorable to him. If people do not undergo the pain of refinement when loving God, then their love is full of naturalness and their preferences. Love such as this is full of the ideas of Satan and simply incapable of satisfying God's will. Having the resolve to love God is not the same as truly loving God. Even though all that they think of in their hearts is for the sake of loving God and satisfying God, as if their thoughts are without any human ideas, as if they are all for the sake of God. When their thoughts are brought before God, such thoughts are not commended or blessed by God. Even when people have fully understood all truths, when they have come to know them all, this cannot be said to be a sign of loving God. It cannot be said that these people actually love God. Despite having understood many truths without undergoing refinement, people are incapable of putting these truths into practice. Only during refinement can people understand the real meaning of these truths. Only then can people genuinely appreciate their inner meaning. At that time, when they try again, they are able to put the truths into practice properly and in accordance with God's will. At that time, their human ideas are lessened, their human naturalness is reduced, and their human emotions are diminished. Only at that time is their practice a true manifestation of the love of God. The effect of the truth of the love of God is not achieved through spoken knowledge or mental willingness, nor can it be achieved simply by being understood. It requires that people pay a price, and that they undergo much bitterness during refinement, and only then will their love become pure and after God's own heart.
The greater God's refinement, the more people's hearts love God. It benefits them in life to have torment in their hearts. They'll be at peace before God and become closer with Him. They can see God's supreme love and His supreme salvation. Refinement is the best means for men to be perfected. Only trials and refinement make people truly love God. Peter went through refinement. It happened hundreds of times. Job went through several trials, and you too should be refined. You must go